Hey y'all, Sweet Hunter picked the last of the green tomatoes out of the garden last night. So guess what we're having? We're having fried green tomatoes. And I'm going to show you Vicky's way of doing it. She taught me how a long time ago. They're delicious. So what I'm doing first is I'm just going to wash them. And we'll take the stems off, and if there's any bad places, I'll cut them out. We didn't use any insecticides, or I guess that's what you call it, 7 dust or anything on our garden. And so I'm not real concerned about washing them that great, like a lot of people do, putting them in a vegetable wash or anything. But this is what you do. You just cut the bad places off. I got a garbage bowl over here. I can't talk. And you see that one is a little bit red, but that's okay. This one has a few little places on it. I'll just cut those out. I always keep a garbage bowl in my sink, and you don't have to go back and forth to the trash can all the time. See, there's a bad spot, but it should be fine. See, it's not anything inside of it. They're really, really beautiful. These are the last of our tomatoes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them. And I'm going to cut them pretty thick. Well, that one went in the garbage bowl, which is just tomatoes in there. My kids say my bloopers are better than my videos. Y'all should see my bloopers. Maybe half an inch thick, maybe. And I'm just gonna cut every one of them. Try to do them, you know, about the same. It's not gonna hurt nothing if you don't. Okay, my best friend Vicki, this is how she made fried green tomatoes. So we're pouring buttermilk over the tomatoes, and I'm pouring a generous amount, actually everything I have. And I'm gonna toss them where they're covered on both sides. Just tossing them just to make sure they're covered. I wish I had just a little bit more buttermilk. I might just add a little milk. I've got some in a jar. But I don't want to take away from that buttermilk, so I'm just adding a little bit for the wetness. Just make sure they're sitting in as much buttermilk as they can. And then I'm going to let them sit and soak for about 10 minutes. Okay, I've got a cookie sheet. I'm going to spray it really good. Really good. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil to that. You don't want too much because you don't want it splattering out in your oven. But you want to coat the whole pan. I've got my oven preheating to 400 degrees. And I'm going to set that aside. Okay, now I have put some self-rising flour in a plate. I've got my cookie sheet right beside me. And I'm going to take each tomato Make sure it's coated really good in the buttermilk. Just really, really good. And I am going to put it in the flour. Make sure it's coated really good. Shake it. Now put it in the pan. Got another one. I'll do the same thing. This is going on the cookie sheet. I don't know if you can see that or not. Now you're gonna say, well, those aren't fried green tomatoes, but that's what Vicki called them, and so that's what I'll call them. They're the best fried green tomatoes I've ever tasted. And no, she didn't use cornmeal. So we're having potato soup today. I've got it cooking on the stove. And fried green tomatoes. Probably gonna make some croutons to go in the soup, and a little crumbled bacon. Okay, now all I'm gonna do is salt and pepper them. Y'all know me, I like lots of pepper. And remember, we sprayed the pan good, we put a little oil in the bottom, and we may have to add more oil when it's time to turn them. So I'm gonna place these in the oven, a 400-degree oven, and I'll let you see them when they're halfway done. Okay, I wanted to show y'all what this looks like. Now this is them before I turn them the first time. Now you're gonna see the ones on the outer edge are a little bit more done than the others. Let's see how pretty. So we're gonna turn all these over. And if you think it's too dry, because you do have flour on the top of these, you're gonna, see that one's not real brown, but it'll get there. You might need some more oil. And I probably will pour a little bit more oil. That took probably 20 minutes or so, if I was guessing. These in the middle are not gonna be quite as brown as the others. See, that one's not brown at all there. Some of the breadings come off. So I'm gonna add just a little more oil around the edges, just a little bit more. Might need a little more in the middle. You don't want that flour to be dry. You want it to be moist. And I'm gonna stick them back in the oven for probably another 20 minutes. So I'm taking these fried green tomatoes out. If you see a dry place on those, just turn them over in your oil and cook them a little bit more. They look delicious, if I say so myself. Sweet Hunter's here and he's starving. See, that's just got a little bit of flour on it. I'm just gonna put that back on the pan, stick it back in the oven for a few minutes. Aren't they beautiful? Easy fried green tomatoes. Hope you can see them. I'm gonna serve them with ranch. Did I tell y'all that? I probably did. Y'all go cook something. Okay, the croutons are ready. Aren't they did I just say croutons?